these kids today don't even know about starter jackets.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's in vogue now, so.
Yeah.
First day outside, how do you think things went?
Well, we've got a long way to go. I think that's the biggest thing. Week one's already over, right? Time is finite, right? Every time we're out here, we have an obligation to ourselves and our team to come out here to grow and get better. And that S and best that we talked about is strain. And this group is just starting to understand a little bit about what it takes to be successful. And it's not the want to. I think our guys really want to, but we need to learn the physicality that's required to compete at this level every day. And our guys are going to keep coming back and getting better.
Seemed like the defense had a solid day, guy like Davaughn, Prunty. What are you seeing out of the defensive backfield, for the first 3 days of camp?
That's the biggest thing when you're talking about team ball, right? So when the defense gets 3 pick sixes, you're celebrating, but you're also saying offense isn't taking care of the ball to the level that we need to. But focusing on the back end, first off, I think the communication has been really strong. I think Davaughn Patterson is a guy that is very multiple, right? So we're playing him at like 3 different positions right now. It's great to see his playmaking ability, and when you get the pads on him, hell, he's like a linebacker running around there with that physicality and that speed. So it's been exciting, but a really good day. Jalen Edmonds had a couple pick sixes today, and our corner position's been pretty solid. So I'm excited to watch the tape and continue that evaluation.
I had never heard that siren. It kind of startled me up there heading into the last period. Is that something you've done in previous stops? Is that a new thing you're doing here?
No, we've done it at previous stops, and it just signifies the fourth quarter, right? So everything we do the last 2 periods is going to be a competition, right? So it just simulates. You go all the way through a game, you got to be able in that fourth quarter when that siren sounds to be able to reset the mechanism and go attack what you need to win a football game. So we're going to put them in a bunch of different competitive settings, red zone, third downs. This was an early down challenge deal today, so I thought our guys responded to it. Brings a little energy and life to the finish.
You're a week into this, what stood out to you pleasantly? What's something you kind of want to clean up, through a week of this?
Well, I think it's so hard because there's just such a long way to go to the finish line. I think our coaches are doing a good job of, just focusing on the small details. Like if we don't have a fundamental and a technique down, why are we installing more, right? We need to lay a great foundation. So obviously the first day in pads, making sure everyone didn't freak out, right? Just lose their mind. I thought we did a good job controlling that emotion. You got to play with emotion, but you can't let emotion play with you. So I thought our guys are getting better at that, and look forward to getting back out on the field on Tuesday.
Last thing, I saw you had a coach's clinic yesterday. What's the thought process behind that? I haven't really seen that happen too often. So
yeah, we call it iron sharpens iron. We did it at our last place, and it's just getting local high school coaches in here and kind of opening the doors. We didn't invent football here at Wake Forest. I certainly didn't. So I always wanted to be a high school football coach and be able to just bring them into our building, our facility. They sit in the position meeting, they sit in the team meetings. They just get an experience of what it's like here, and hopefully they can take at least one thing back to their team. So we're very open in that regard. We want the local high school teams and talent to want to be here and to help them. And heck, every once in a while I learn something from them too. So it's an open conversation of what we're trying to do and spreading the word.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. Enjoy. Go.
First things first, you were one of the guys that decided to come back. Why?
Well, I feel like one of the first things is I have such a strong community here of people even inside the football team and outside the football team. I'm a part of an organization called Athletes in Action.
Yeah.
It's a student ministry for athletes, and so I remember I was really praying about it, and I just didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I was going to stay or leave, and I really made up my mind with Clausen. Obviously I thought he was going to come back. So when I heard that he had left, I just had this peace about peace over myself that this next coach that they hire is is going to be good, and so far it's been that way. But I think I just had a huge peace about myself in terms of staying, and more so from a faith standpoint. I just felt comfortable. I felt a peace of staying here.
Looking at everyone, there's just a lot of energy happening today. How has that had an effect on you?
Yeah. So I feel like in years past, sometimes we'd roll out here for practice, and it'd just be kind of slow. We do our job, but it just seemed like we were just kind of doing it to do it, not for fun. But now it's when you see other people in other position groups and in our position group as an offensive line, it's if we're useless, we're useless. So it's we need to just go and
Yeah, you're good. First day with the pads, obviously offensive line, you guys want to go hit somebody. How was it today?
Yeah, pads. So we have these spider pads. It's like the little mesh things are like basically lacrosse pads.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to get in and grab. But now that we have these pads on, it's a lot better. We're hearing pops now, and we're just going not full go, but basically in the offensive line, D line, when we're going against each other, it's basically full go.
You're one of the guys that return. How much has Coach Dickert and the offensive line coach leaned on you as someone to kind of help be a bridge for the new guys, whether it's freshmen or transfers, guys coming in?
Yeah, it's funny because I remember my freshman year was 2020. I'm like, man, I remember hearing about how you get a COVID year, and then I redshirted the following year. So I was like, man, I have the potential to be here for 6 years, and then blink, and it's it's been 5 years. You're going on year 6, and I think it's five or six guys that are still here that were on the 2020 team.
Yeah.
And so I knew that when I was talking to my position coach, Coach Castor and Coach Dickert, that they said they're really going to lean on me. And I've had to embrace the role of being a leader in the group, which I'm not really necessarily used to, just because a lot of those guys from COVID, the super seniors, it's they came back, so I'd say I've had to embrace the role of leadership, and so that's been cool, and they've encouraged me to do so. But I know that they've leaned on me, and I'm in the leadership group and whatnot, or leadership council on the team, so that's been really cool.
Awesome. Thanks, George. What did you see in the pick?
I just went into my drop. I seen the over coming over, then I looked back at the cue, I seen the ball coming, and the ball in the air, I had to go get him.
Same thing I asked George. Obviously, you're one of the guys that decided to come back. Why?
I have a special place for Wake in my heart. They was the biggest team that offered me and showed interest in me. So, but even with the coaching staff leaving, I still had to give Wake a chance. And the new coaching staff came in, and they exceeded my expectations. They bring a lot of energy. They care about you a lot. So it was just another reason for me to stick around.
You mentioned that energy. You can see the energy out there. I know you're a more kind of quiet, reserved guy. How do you mesh being that sort of personality you have and still kind of bring it in?
My teammates and the coaches, they bring it out of everybody. We all want the best for each other. We all want to see each other doing good and making plays out there. So when everybody out there making plays, the energy just get higher, and you just naturally want to follow it and boost your teammates up.
It's only your third year here. You're kind of being a leader on this defense now. Obviously, you've got guys leaving now you're here. How have you kind of grown into a leadership role?
I always stayed closer to the leaders and captains of the team and defense throughout the years. So just being around those guys and watching them throughout their time here, guys like Malik, guys like Ev last year, watching Nick, just staying around them, close to them, just building off of them and taking that into my own so that I could be a leader for my team and my teammates on and off the field.
Dickert has said there are multiple things. They use you everywhere. You can be a safety, you can be a nickel, you can basically be a linebacker. I know last year you kind of put your hand in the dirt for a couple from time to time. Do you like being able to be on the field, or do you kind of prefer kind of just dropping back and being in coverage?
Nah, I like to help my team out however I can. It's fun for me to play different positions and try to impact the game from multiple perspectives. I like when teams out on the field pointing me out, hey, watch 13, watch 5. That always give me more juice to keep going out there and playing hard.
Awesome.